Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming. We have something a little bit special for you today. We've been given access, beta access, to the upcoming Warhammer Chaosbane game. This is available on all formats, and this game is a third-person RPG. It's a dungeon crawling, sort of loot grabbing type of game. So any of you that sort of need some similarities, it's very similar to Diablo, Torchlight, those types of games. In the game so far we have 4 different characters. I'm not sure if this is just beta or if there's going to be expansion, but I believe that these are the 4 characters that will come through into the main game. So far in this beta access we have access to the soldier who we see in front of you, who is sort of your melee, tank, sword and board type of character, and we also have a high elf. I haven't yet played through the high elf. I'm planning to do that in a moment. The high elf is a bit of a hybrid, I believe, of sort of spell casting, bit of melee, bit of range, everything like that. Then we have 2 other characters which unfortunately aren't available in this beta, because I would have loved to have played the Troll Slayer first of all. And then we've also got a Wood Elf Scout, so I presume the Wood Elf's going to be very much sort of ranged, with her bow and arrow. Is it a her? Is it a he? I don't know. You can never tell with Wood Elves, can you? So yeah, but a very sort of range-focused character. I've actually played through the beta as the soldier. So this is sort of what the loading screen looks like. He doesn't start like that. He starts in basically, you know, his shirt, trousers, a pair of flip-flops, you know. So I'd say this looks like probably a good representation of some higher level armor. He looks pretty cool, doesn't he? He's all matching up with his sword and his shield and everything, so he's looking pretty cool there. So I'm just going to go back and show you my character as he looks at the moment. So this character, as I said, I've just finished, I think it's basically the first chapter of the game, which starts in the town Nuln. So this game is set in the old Warhammer world rather than the New Age Sigmar realms. So anyone that's familiar with all the lore there, there's some notable characters in this game already that you'll recognise. So if you're into your old lore, then this is definitely worth checking out. I'm not sure if this guy, the actual soldier's a name character as such, but he's definitely a fun character to play. So, as I said, we start off in Nuln. There's basically a bit of a chaos infestation, as you'd expect with the name of the game, and the game very quickly sees us into the action, going into the sewers, and we're fighting against a lot of Nurgle, and there's a lot of the types of characters that you would recognise from Nurgle in there. So you've got Nurglings, you've got Plague Bearers, there's also Ungors, Cultists, and then as you sort of progress through the game, the beasts get bigger and bigger. So I've seen Chaos Spawns, I've seen all manner of different things which I don't even know what they're called, but they're definitely things which I recognise from Warhammer. As you all know, I'm more of a 40k player, but I have an interest in the hobby as a whole, so I do recognise the models that they've used, and yeah, they look really cool. As you can see, the game is actually quite a pretty looking game. I'm going to refer back to Diablo quite a lot in this, because that's my point of reference. That's the game that I've played the most along this genre. I have also played Torchlight as well, but this is, for me, this feels more like Diablo than it does Torchlight. The aesthetic of it is very similar as well, so I will be referencing that throughout this game. But I think the graphics on this are actually, I know it's a more modern game than Diablo 3 is now, but I think it actually looks pretty nice. My PC isn't actually that good anymore. It was a decent PC about 4 years ago, so there isn't really much in the way of graphics settings at the moment, so this is just how it came to me. Just check that, yeah. yeah, this is how it came to me. So this is what the computer automatically recognised. I've had no slowdown, even when there is multiple mobs on the screen with lots of spell effects and everything like that going off. So this is beta, but it feels like the polished game already. I'm filming this is the start of March. I believe the game is out in June of this year, so there's still a lot of time for them to sort of tweak the game and make it even better, run even better. But as I said, this is pretty much a complete game for me at the moment. So full disclosure, yes, I have been sent this to take a look at, so I haven't paid for this or anything like that. So you know, take my opinion as you will, but as I said, from what I've played through already, I am really enjoying this. I'm just going to jump into this character just so I can explain a little bit about the game itself in terms of how it all sort of goes together. So again, you'll see down here in the bottom left, very similar looking UI to your games like Diablo and Torchlight. So if you've played those games, you'll be very familiar with this from the get-go. So basically, left mouse, where I'm moving, I'm holding down the left mouse. This moves your character around. If there was a sort of an enemy in here, you just basically put your mouse cursor over it while holding the left mouse, and your character will automatically attack. You've then got a right mouse attack, which is this one, which is sort of a whirling slash, which is more of an AoE type of hit, does a little bit more damage, but it costs this resource here. This resource builds up on this character every time that you deal damage without one of your special abilities, so when you're doing your basic attacks. We've then got the shielded charge, which is kind of what it says on the tin. You basically run towards the enemy and do a lot of damage, and it kind of does a bit of a stun effect on them as well. We then have this banner, which it kind of puts a little bit of an area of effect on the floor, and anyone that's standing in it, it does damage to them, but it also increases your damage. And we have the cutting blade, which is kind of a sweeping attack, and it almost takes over your movement animation. It's kind of just walking forward while slashing your blade, so that can be quite sort of useful in certain situations. I'll just take you into my inventory. So this is all obviously gear that I've picked up throughout the game. So again, if you're familiar with these types of games, you'll be aware of the colouring. It's slightly different from other games that I've played. So the blue in this is more like probably your green from things like World of Warcraft and Torchlight and stuff like that. So there's lots of blue drops. Then you get the yellow drops, or the gold drops, I guess, and these are slightly more rare, so these are better weapons. So you can see my character's pretty pimped out. He's level 16. As I said, I've played through the first chapter. This is important to note down here. This is your weight limit, so this is how much you can actually carry. So each one of these represents 1 point of weight, I believe, and I think it takes into account what you're wearing as well. So as you can see, my inventory is pretty much full. Only got a few spaces left in there, so I need to go and trash some gear there. Take you across to the skills tab. So as you're sort of going along the combat, these sort of automatically unlock, and you'll see that there is a number represented next to them, and you'll see that around your character as well. So some of them are worth 0, so that doesn't cost you anything to put it on your bar, and some of them have a number. So I've got a total of 43 points to spend at this level, and I've basically got 6 points left. So what you can do with that is you can swap and change out some of these abilities. So I might do that now just to demonstrate. So shield charge is an ability that I use reasonably often. So I am going to drop that out of there just by left clicking on it, and then I'm going to stick the level 2 version there, and you'll see that that's spent my my 5 points. So you can sort of swap and change, customize your character, slightly different from what I've experienced in other games like this, so I quite like that, because what I found with other games was you'd have things on your bar that you wouldn't actually use that often, but they'd be, you know, using some talent points to unlock them and stuff like that. Whereas this gives you flexibility that you can sort of customise your play style a lot better, so I did really enjoy that. And there is a ton, an absolute ton of abilities. So I've just got these two on my bar, sorry, these three on my bar. I did have the taunt. I've taken that off because it was 5 points and I haven't played in a team, so there was no point in putting that on there. So I thought I'd pimp out some of my other abilities. I just unlocked this one as well. I think that was a quite high level ability. I think I unlocked that at level 12, I think it was. I haven't put that on yet. And there's other things, so there's sort of buffing things, there's passive abilities, and you can put these all on. There's also things which help with your looting aspects and experience games. So I've got this one on my bar because it was 0 points. It's a passive ability, so it just increases all experience gained by 10%. A useful thing to have when you're sort of grinding through all the levels, I guess. So yeah, absolutely tons of abilities there. These are what's called fragments. You'll see them pop up every time you sort of kill enemies in the game, and these can be used to actually spend on almost like a talent tree. It works slightly different. I haven't quite got my head around it yet, but that's what I believe they are for. And they also, in the talent tree, they unlock additional abilities that you've seen on the other tab down here. So the journal's obviously what you get in every game like this. So these are all the quests which I have completed. This has taken me probably about 3 and a bit hours. Now, I was playing through it the way that I play most of these games, which is go and smash every single barrel. So I think you could probably, you know, if you're just running straight to the objective at the end, you could probably finish this game in like 2.5 hours. Sorry, this first chapter in about 2.5 hours, I guess. But as I said, it took me more like 3.5 hours because that's the way I enjoy playing. And then this is your talent tree or your god skill tree. So you start off in the middle here, and each one of these abilities will have a certain amount of these fragments allocated to them. And then you obviously, you know, just sort of decide which pathway you want to go. So this one here is going to cost me 11 of each colour, and it will give me plus 1% maximum health. So quite useful if you're obviously going to down a tank build. And then each one of these, obviously, you can see that one there is plus 1 damage, plus 3% armour, 1% damage, and then you come to one of these bigger abilities once you've spent a few points in it. So yeah, that's basically how it works, and you just keep spiraling round. So again, it doesn't look like at the moment this isn't sort of locked in any way. You can decide which pathway you want to go. So if you want to go completely round one of these strings, then you can, or you know, you can, like I did, I just sort of went round one. Or you can sort of scattergun it and you know, just spend points. Oh, we'll get to that one, or we'll come around here, and we'll go around there. You know, that type of thing. So, but I've got loads of crystals here, sorry, fragments. So I'll just show you how you do it. So you just literally click on it like that. That's obviously spent some of my fragments, so I'm down to 7 here. Unfortunately, I can't get that one now because I need 12 of the blue, and I've only got 7 left. So I'd need to go into a dungeon and go and pick some of those up. So that's how that works there. This is your little sort of house area. So this is your chest. You can throw loot in here, and then that is shared across all characters. So that's you know, a fairly common feature in these types of games. I'm presuming there'll be more stuff that will come in the main game, and it looks like each one of these banners is representative of each one of the characters. So yeah, I'm guessing they're all going to utilise this space. So this is Nullen, the main hub of the first quest. The only thing really in here that you unlock other than sort of the quest givers is you get this guy, and basically this is almost like a vendor, so rather than selling your loot to him, you donate it to him, and then your reputation goes up. When your reputation goes up, it unlocks extra abilities and things like that for you. At least that's the mechanic as it stands at the moment, which I quite liked. So I'll just give you an example of that. So let's just get rid of these here. Just trash these, because I can't go any further on this character, so I might as well just sort of dump a lot of this, just to give you an example. And then we confirm the trade, yes. And you'll see there that my reputation has gone up, so I've got plus 10 of something. Doesn't tell me what. That's obviously probably a beta issue, I'm guessing. Plus 10. Oh, plus 10 of that particular gem. Yeah, that's what that is. So the fragments that I was showing you, that's what's just gone up there. So that's quite handy, and you'll see that I got that because I was halfway up reputation 3, and by giving him lots of rares, it pushed me up into the next level. So let's just do that again, just to see what we get at the next level, just again to give you an example of types of things that you can get. Hopefully that should be enough. Have we gone up? Didn't go up that much then. Obviously not that interested in all that loot. So obviously it's going to get slower the higher levels that you get, and if you trade in the same items, I guess there'd be some kind of diminishing returns on that. Yeah, so that jumped up a fair bit there, but you get the idea. So that's how that works. These are sort of your, you know, common items, the grey ones here. So if you want to just if you've got a load of those in your bank, you don't have to actually click them like I just did there. You can just click trade common items, and there you go, it goes up, but it only goes up a little bit there. Okay, so that's how he works. There's a lot of the questing sort of features around this building, so you tend to go up here, and then there'll be sometimes there's a character here. I won't spoil it for you. Well, actually, you're probably going to watch. I'm guessing it's going to be the same playthrough with the mage. So there's some of the witch hunter generals. There's also Teclis that you speak to, the high elf mage guy. And yeah, it's all around this guy. Do you know what? I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. But yeah, we're basically trying to help him. He's under some curse from a Nurgle sorcerer. So the game is to basically, so far, is to get him out of that spell condition. So we're basically hunting for a Nurgle champion to start off with, that then sort of gets you onto the tail of a Nurgle sorcerer, and that's where the game sort of ended for me so far. Down here was another sort of pathway that unlocked for me as I was playing through the game. So you're getting an awful lot of the game at the moment is in the sewer of Nullen, but then there was also some in this area as well, which was quite interesting. I'm not sure how the maps are generated. They look like they use a lot of similar assets in the dungeon, but just slightly different themes. So it doesn't get too repetitious. And again, this is in the beta, so that might change. So yeah, just take that into consideration. Down here is the entrance to the sewer, and that's where you go and do all of your missions in this area. And then there is also the little palace over here, and this is where the high elf is generally standing. So Teclis is generally here, and he's one of your main quest givers. As you can see, just walking around the town, really nice graphics, very good representation of what you'd expect an Empire city to look like, which helps with the immersion straight away, doesn't it? So yeah, there we go. That was just a quick, brief overview of the game. My first impressions. So yeah, my first impressions are I've really enjoyed this game so far. There's obviously going to be lots of things which I'm presuming they're going to add between now and then. But having said that, it does look like a finished article, so maybe there won't be that much to add. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you like this style of game and you're interested in the Warhammer universe. Even if you're not interested in the Warhammer universe, I'd say this is worth having a look at. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I am going to do another video which will be uploaded very shortly after this one, which will be playing through the mage. I'll probably do it in chunks, so a couple of parts, because as I said, the actual playthrough will probably take about 3 hours, something like that. So I'm sure you don't want a 3-hour long video, so I might keep them to about an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So again, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. It really helps us out, and click the notification bell. Like the video if you liked it, and throw us a comment down below if you know some more information about this game. Are they going to add any extra characters? Are there any changes that you've heard of that I don't know of? Stick them down in the comments, and let's get chatting about it. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.